Hey everybody, you're listening.
Welcome to the Wombo podcast. I got him.
What was that pause? You gave me a pregnant pause. You gave me the 3, 2, 1, and then I start going. Then you just like went right in, bro. You came in right in hot on my heels.
I said I was gonna do the intro this time.
Did you?
Yeah. You said
I wasn't paying attention, bro.
It's true. It's true.
I was just nodding and agreeing, dude.
You were.
Honestly,
You were. All right, everybody. Welcome to the
Wombo
podcast. I'm Mr. Gimpy.
Chip
confused
Monk.
fellow over here is Chipped Monk. What's going on, brother?
What day is it, dude? We're doing the podcast today.
We are doing the podcast today, bro. We are doing the podcast today. So I think there's been one big development that we are behooved to talk about. But before we get into that, I gotta ask, man, what's new with you, bro? It's been a bit.
It's been a little bit. Just more nonsense with the AIs taking over everything, dude. I got like another one. I've been employing basically like 4 AIs now to work for me. Things have escalated quickly, dude. Like I don't know. I don't know anything anymore, bro. Like I got like a one to help with writing stuff because I was like, oh, this will give me like good ideas for topics and descriptions. It's not good, dude. Like it started like plagiarizing other things, and I was like, bro, I could do this. I could go read a Wikipedia page and just start plagiarizing stuff if I want to. This is the least helpful. Like the tools are just tools, right? Like I saw like the artist Jazza, he was like, oh, let's have this guy, the Midjourney, take my image prompt and see if it can turn it into like a beautiful, elegant cartoon forest for me. And like I was watching him do it, and I'm like, you're doing this all wrong. Like your prompts are shit. Your image that you're using isn't good. Like you're trying to do too much at once. Like you need to like photo bash like several key concepts from that image together and then put together like in your tool of choice, like Photoshop or GIMP or, I'm using Clip Studio Paint. So I don't know. It's just a tool, right? I remember, I'm old enough to remember back in my day when Photoshop first came out, all the old artists who were like in Marvel and DC were like, all the old heads, like just across the business were like, oh, this ain't taking over. Like it's slow. It doesn't do good art. It looks fucking bad. It looks worse than traditional art. This will never replace, the way we do things with pen and paper, like ink wells. This will be great. And like some people are just good enough where like they never had to adapt and like they just quietly retired out of the system. But everybody else who was younger and didn't adapt, like they were just out of a job. Like that was it. Like because it all went digital. Like so, I think right now like we're in that weird time where it's like everybody who's in the industry is like kind of old enough to remember that. So like we're always like trying to learn and adapt to new technologies when they come in. Like even if we don't plan on using it, we want to know how it works and be able to like at least use that software, suite if we had to.
Got it.
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to go to like any job site or anything, like whatever they're using, and just be able to pick it up and run within a day. Like so they'll be like, oh, over here we're using Photoshop, over here we're using Flipbook, over here we're using some other nonsense, we're using Sketchfab, dude. Like pick it up, figure it out. We're using Maya, bro. We're using ZBrush only. Like everyone's workflows are different and weird.
Yeah.
And it's usually whatever the corporate license is for whatever software they're using.
Yep.
So you always had to be more agile now, like in the new market. It's kind of settled down now. Like you kind of just have your main players. But even that's like relatively new compared to like the industry as a whole. Like there's like the mid 2000, like 2010 to like now, it was like a bit of a ruckus, like the early 2000s now. Like it wasn't, a predetermined fact that Photoshop would reign supreme for like photo editing software. And it's like still not the best software out there. It's good at what it does.
It's most ubiquitous though across multiple industries. But yeah, I agree. If you know how to use Photoshop, you're guaranteed a job basically.
For now, yeah.
What do you think is on the come up?
It definitely feels like these like AI tools are going to help. I think Stable Diffusion is probably on the come up just because it's open source. It's free. You can run it locally. Midjourney, I like. It's way better. Like you can give it like more abstract prompts and it can do stuff. costs money and it's run online and it's way slow because I think they don't have like a scaling plan for it yet to like how do you scale up like the GPUs. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Like it's hard to predict like winners and losers on this. Like I'd like to say like Blender 3D is on the come up, but I've been saying that since like 2005.
Right. So has the entire Blender community.
Yeah, and it's been dog shit up until about like 3.0 release, which was like 2 years ago.
Right.
And like even the new release, like it changed so much to make it more like accessible to regular ass people that the people who grew up with like the old shit like me, I'm like, I don't even know how to use this shit anymore, dude. Like this is so different. But they did it like, like boiling a frog alive, like slow degrees of change. It wasn't like one day you just picked it up and there was tabs in it. But for me, like I always took like 6 months to a year break from it. So it was kind of like just picking it up and like now it's all tabs and weird. Why would you do this? But it tries to be too many things. It's trying to be all things to all people, and it's nothing. It's kind of like Photoshop. Like Photoshop's bread and butter is still just doing photos. But you can do digital art in there, and a lot of people do. You can do animations in there, but it's not going to be good at those things. Or as good as like a standalone program like Krita for like illustrations or Clip Studio for like drawing, or like
so was it Inkscape was the other big one back in the day, right? Where just like
Inkscape's still big.
Still big. Okay,
open source.
I'm not in that community, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, that's
I don't know. It's all relative, right? What's big? It's like 100,000 people. It's like that's not a lot, but it's kind of a lot. Even Blender, like I remember feeling like, oh, this must be huge, but like you're in your own bubble. And I remember like, looking at like guys like Blender Cookie and stuff. And I'm like, damn, this channel must be massive, dude. Everybody's watching these. I'm looking at like the view counts. It's like 10,000 views, 5,000 views. And I'm like, oh, that's a lot of people. But like, it's really not a lot of people,
For sure. Yeah, dude. So it sounds like you've been doing a lot with the AI stuff, man. That's been getting it, dude. I'm starting to think that you're too into it, man. Like you look sleep deprived. You're fucking. You like wake
fumbling
up
the intro.
Like, I'm worried for you.
They're
bro.
taking over.
I'm worried for you.
I don't know. It's like it's giving a tiger wings, dude. Like if you already know like a lot of different software suites and you can get into this, like you're like, oh shit, this speeds up like my workflow like 10x, maybe 100x. Like it's not like a small game. It's like imagine like chiseling away at like a stone sculpture, and then all of a sudden now you're like given like a machine chisel where it's just like brrr, like you're like holy fuck.
Yeah.
Or like a 3D printer. You go from like chiseling it out by hand to like having like several 3D printers like printing out your like sculpture for you.
Yep.
So it's like speeding up like the design from your mind's eye to the actual physical creation.
To using my 3D printer for more shit.
I've been seeing people make video games, bro. Video games with the AI.
Right,
it's taking over.
For sure. Well, good, man. I'm glad you got some shit done.
Yeah, what happened with your 3D printer, bro? You ain't doing anything with it? It's the last thing you did.
The part where the filament gets fed in. I need to tighten that up. Right now, it's not tight enough. So
nozzle problems.
It's shaving the filament down. So I'm getting like these really thin lines. So my prints aren't like structurally sound. So I have to tighten that up.
You're leaving filament on the table, bro. Literally.
Yeah. So I got to work on it. But the last thing I made was I don't have it here, but
was it the Master Chief? That was a while back.
No, that was a while back. It was the Deckmate. It's an attachment for my Steam Deck where I could put. I showed you on the last video actually, where I put the battery pack on the back. That's what I made last.
Did you see the Steam Deck announcements that they're doing?
Which ones?
That was like a week ago where they're like, oh, it's no longer in reserve. Like we're opening back up orders
and the docks. Yeah. So anybody who wants a Steam Deck, especially after my last review of it, go for it, man.
How much they running, dude? Do you even remember?
Like what $300? Like at the low end to like $650 or something like that. At the high end. I feel if you just buy an SD card, you could probably get the mid version and be fine. So I don't think there's, unless you want like the anti-gloss screen or whatever, anti-glare screen from the high end, but I think you're fine.
If you're always a PC gamer, is it worth getting that instead of like something like a Nintendo Switch or an Xbox or
if you're always a
PlayStation?
PC gamer, it's really if you're going to game on the go. Truthfully, like I said,
Yeah,
if
that's
you're
the only
traveling,
game in town right now,
if
aside
you're
from
traveling,
Nintendo.
There's yeah. It's I have to say my use case, it's 100% great. But I know you already have a gaming laptop. Like, did you really need it? But I mean, if you're gaming in bed though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can keep your game going, man.
I got VR, bro. Just put my goggles on, just lay back, dude. I'm in the clouds.
That's true too. That's true
gaming
too.
in the clouds, bro.
Yeah, man. So I am.
Free
while I
flying.
was on my trip, Overwatch 2 came out.
It dropped, dude. The
I
dubs.
downloaded it on the Steam Deck, and Overwatch 2 had issues with the DDoS and just login issues. There's a freeze issue on the Steam Deck right now that I'll get into, but it took me so I had to use hotel internet to download it, right?
Yeah.
18 hours to download Overwatch 2.
What speeds were you getting, dude? Because I was getting like 40 megabits a second when I downloaded it, and it took me
hotel
5
internet
minutes.
Was 8 megs down. 8 megs down to 10 megs down. It's like very basic broadband. So I had to wait. So let me tell this story. This is what I wanted to tell people.
Let the people know.
While I was waiting for Overwatch 2 to download, my coworker's like, "Hey, you want to go disc golfing in the mountains and shit and see what it's like?" I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's go."
Yeah.
So we drive out to the disc golf course. It's a very plain Jane course. It wasn't great, but there's some pretty scenic views. I'm throwing in like cacti and stuff, right? So we kind of have to watch where we're stepping.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: when you're disc golfing in the mountains, when we got there was a 3% chance of rain.
It's 100% chance.
By about hole 8, my coworker looks up at the clouds. He goes, "Holy shit, dude, that's really close." I was like, "You said there's 3% chance." He pulls up the radar. He goes, "Right now it says 80. I was like, "What the fuck happened?" So he goes, "I don't know, dude." So he's looking at the radar. He's doing like the timeline thing. He's like, "I think it'll miss us." He's like, "Because it looks like the two cells are splitting, and we're right in the middle of where they're splitting, so it's fine." It's like, okay. I throw. All of a sudden, lightning strikes like fucking probably 400 feet from us, dude. 400 to 600 feet from us. Like you saw it hit the ground. My fucking chest rattled. So my coworker goes, "Fuck, dude, we got to get out of here. We're in the middle of the fucking barren field, right?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here, right?" It starts fucking downpouring. Lightning strikes again, close as shit to us. And in a lightning storm, right? You don't want to be the tallest thing out. I'm 6 foot.
Right.
My coworker's like under 6 foot. I'm the tallest thing out.
So you start hunching over. You're like, it's going to get him before it gets me.
so we're looking to find cover, right? It starts hailing. Hailing. It's
You're
fucking
hot,
just downpour.
It's cold up there.
Can't see shit. We meet these two guys who are from Denver who are also there. They're hoofing it. You know, we're fucking booking. And storm's coming down even harder than before. I fucking slip and fall, twist my ankle because water doesn't soak into the ground there. It's just there's nowhere for it to go. So there's like these little creeks that form, and
it's like a snowy mountain peak, right? Dude.
And
you're like on Everest.
Yeah,
about to be another dead body on there.
So I slip and fall, twist my ankle, I'm like fuck, and I see my coworker, he's booking it, he's gone, and I'm like shit. So I get up and I start
left you for dead, bro.
As fast as I can, right? And my coach,
he's like, "You don't want to be the tallest one out here." That's all you heard as he's running fucking in the distance.
So I see my coach. He's like, "Scott, what the fuck happened to you?" I was like, "Dude, I fucking fell." He's like, "What the fuck, dude?"
He knows exactly what fucking happened to you, dude. He pushed your ass, dude.
So no, he's funny. So we see this.
He's like, "You don't have to be the fastest to escape the line, just not the slowest." And he threw your ass down the side of the mountain.
Super hard, dude. Like the hail is like fucking the size of like my fist almost, right? When it hits you, it fucking hurts. So I put like we didn't have coats or anything because it's a fucking desert, right? So I took some of my discs. I gave my buddy one of the discs. So I put it over my head so hail doesn't fucking hit my head. One hit my hand, just fucking boom. It hurt like shit, dude. I'm like shit. So we're running. We find this solar panel next to the greenhouse. So it's my coworker and I and these two guys from Denver that we met. So we book it to this greenhouse, right? And and I'm under it. The coworker's under it, and then one of the dudes from Denver slips and falls. He slips and falls into a fucking cactus.
Oh, right on his nuts, dude.
It's like on his leg and shoes, right? So
Yep.
So
He's like,
like
you have to pull out the he's like, just pulls down his pants. He's like, come on, guys, pull out the needles.
yeah. No. So
Bro, put your dick
he's
away.
he's wearing shorts, right? So
Yeah.
like you could see the fucking nettles in his leg. So we go back out, we grab him so he can walk. So he's like,
It's like, you use your mouth. Be gentle, guys. Get these things out of me, dude.
So we're underneath the fucking greenhouse awning. You can't see shit. It's raining so hard, right? This is the third day in a row where we're in the fucking desert, and it's the most tropical climate I've ever been in. I've been in Seattle, and it hasn't rained as much as fucking Utah at this point in time, right?
All
So
right.
we can't see shit, and then we realize we're on private property.
Okay.
So I'm
Sounds
looking.
like this guy's got a lawsuit on his hands for a cactus to the ground, dude.
No. I'm reading between the lines, dude. I'm thinking what nobody else wants to think, and I look at my coworker. So it's me, who I'm a black dude, and I'm with 3 other white guys, and I'm in shotgun country. You know what I mean? So
What are
I'm
you trying
like,
to say, man?
I'm trying to say, man, I don't want to get shot.
Are you trying to break into this guy's home?
No,
What's-
dude, I'm just
escalates to this point?
trespassing, trying to have cover on this guy's land, and judging from the types of vehicles and the types of, let's say, bumper stickers and flag decor that he had in his yard, it did not look friendly.
Seemed like he would shoot trespassers.
Yes, yes. So
Did he have a fence up, dude?
yeah,
In his
there's a
fair
fence.
game. Oh, you
There's
guys jumped a
a fence.
fence, bro?
No,
Yo,
we just went
all
through
we
a
did was
fence.
break into this guy's property
was
and
open, so-
said no trespassers. Trespassers will be shot. And I'm like, he's gonna pick me first. He's gonna start spraying on me first. In the middle of this hailstorm, it's like thundering. Now it's dark. You see, like nothing suspicious here. Just 4 guys huddled under my greenhouse. One of them like appears to be pointing to his groin, and the other 2 guys are like,
No, he didn't.
looking at him like
didn't
that's
fall
these
on his
guys
groin,
are
damn it.
trying to help.
So my
Help this
coworker
guy.
goes, dude,
like,
we
is
need
it-
real. He goes, we need real shelter. Should I knock on this house? And I'm looking at him. I fucking grab him. Like, nope. So this is the
Wow.
other thing I forgot to mention. My coworker who was running, right? He has a broken hand.
Oh,
So my ankle, which is twisted, and it's swollen to shit now. His broken
the
hand.
injuries
so
are
default
quickly
as fuck.
accumulating in the party, bro.
Yeah. And
Just
the
like-
guy with the cactus in his foot. So that everyone
Just
pulls
grow
out
it,
their
dude.
phones for
It's gotta
Google
be a
Maps,
grow,
right?
bro.
for Google Maps, right? And we look it's because of the storm, they couldn't like nab a satellite or whatever. So
Yeah.
everyone's Google Map showed something different.
Nice.
So one of the guys
Last
looked at it, he goes,
lone
I see a
location.
road there. Let's just get to the fucking road and find it from there. So we book it past this guy's house, and I'm like just gritting through the pain with the fucking ankle. And this dude with the cactus foot, he's going to, and I'm sure his foot's like fucking bloody as shit.
Yeah.
So we finally get to the road, and we're getting just fucking poured on. Like, you could wring your clothes out, and it would still need wringing again. So
Yeah.
we finally get to the road. We find where our cars are, and we all get in. And right by the time we, like, rounded this corner to get to our cars, the storm immediately stops. There was no, like, light letting off. It was
It was
done.
over.
So
Just
we
a
get
little
to our
squall,
car.
bro, comes on you fast and leaves you just as fast.
We get to our car. My coworker's fucking freaked. He's like, dude, we almost died. He's like, if lightning
Yeah.
strikes that close, like, he's like, we could have flipped a coin, we would have been dead.
Kid took a tumble wrong, bro. It would have been
or
over.
like took a tumble wrong, and
Got
and
hit with
so-
some, ice.
And I had
little-
music playing in the car, right? Because I need like audio distraction. And my coworker goes, I can't right now. He just turns the music on. We have the quietest ride home or to the hotel. So
That's like the exact opposite. Like he needs quiet to like calm down. You need music to
We
calm
just
down. And like
yeah.
he's like, since I'm driving, bro, like this is what it is. You're like,
Yeah.
you-
Well, I
you
couldn't
sit there
drive because my
getting more nervous.
fucking ankle was twisted, man. So
Just fucking a bloody mess, dude. A mangled
so
ankle.
the car's fucking soaked. We get to the hotel.
Did you pee in
I
the
walk
car,
in-
dude?
Huh?
Did you pee in there?
No. So we get to the hotel finally.
Was it a rental car, bro?
Yeah, it's a rental car.
I mean, you could tell me if you peed in the car, dude.
No, I did not pee in the car, damn it.
All right. Well, why is it so wet? Explain yourself.
Because this was raining. We got fucking drenched.
Yeah, sure. It's likely. Sorry, I see no rain up in that hill, dude. But
all right, so we get to the hotel, right?
Did you make up a whole storm just to explain why you peed in this rental car?
So I get into the hotel, right? And the front desk guy, he's been there for like the entire time we've been there. It's like he never leaves. He looks at us fucking drenched, soaked, and I just yell, fucking Utah, right? and the guy, and there's like a bunch of old people there. They all look at me, and I'm soaked and dripping, and like the dirt there is like fucking reds, and so like there's like
just
a
leaving
puddle
a
of
trail.
trail that I'm leaving, and I just
like
say that,
slug,
and I walk
dude.
to my room.
Desert slug out here, dude.
So the fucking thing doesn't change, right? So we both get to our respective rooms. My coworker, because he has the broken hand and he was soaked and just covered in fucking dirt and shit too. He tells me he hops in the shower with his clothes and shoes on and just fucking just let it go.
Yeah.
And I hop in, right?
Yeah.
I take off my shoe. It hurts like shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Not the swollen ankle.
Forgot, dude. Oh.
Not the swollen ankle doesn't hurt. I had fucking cacti in my shoes.
Ooh.
So I had to pull off my shoes slowly, and I got in the shower, and I'm pulling these fucking nettles out, right? And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And they're like bloody and shit 'cause they're in my foot. And then I get out of the shower, and the hotel had a washer dryer, which was nice, but I go to wash my hands, and I go, fucking ow, there's a fucking cacti like in the palm of my hand, like the webbing, like
took a little
between your thumb
tumble
and shit.
down there. Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't feel this the whole time. Maybe it was just adrenaline, or maybe my ankle hurt more than anything else, right? So I had to fucking pull that out, and then we went to dinner afterwards, right? And because the storm had stopped, but as we were driving to dinner, we went to go get to this fancy steak restaurant. Thunder happened, and my coworker was fucking just started getting flop sweat because he was fucking traumatized, dude. So
had he never been in like a storm before, like rough?
Not like he said, never like on foot. He's like in a car, sure, but never like, and then especially because we like if you're close enough to see lightning hit the ground,
it's an experience.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Get a little touch of the good creator, dude.
Right, for sure.
A little brisk touch, dude, with the life and death.
Yeah.
Little definitely. Zeus saying hello, dude.
Exactly. Speaking of which, there's my son. But yeah, so then when I got back to the hotel, we went and ate. I came back and Overwatch 2 was still downloading.
All this just to avoid playing Overwatch 2 with the boys, dude.
Nah. So when it finally got done downloading, I tried to do it, and it just wasn't happening. The DDoS errors and stuff, logins. So like Thursday night at like 2 a.m. was the first time I got to play Overwatch, and I played one round before I crashed, and it was fun. I don't see the difference from between 1 and 2, but granted, I only played one game. So with my son here, tell me the differences. He said hi.
Between the two, I had no idea what the differences are really. I felt exactly the same way you did after playing for a good few hours. I was like, the biggest difference I could see was they made everybody more bullet spongy, and they made teamwork more of a factor. Like nobody can really be like the MVP anymore and stand out. So they got rid of all the sharp edges to make just a gray goo that nobody's gonna have fun playing. So it just causes me to yell at my teammates where are you? Really forces teamwork to be more at the forefront. But it's nothing else has really changed. But I didn't play any competitive games, and I was also playing with my buddies, so it's harder to tell. But it seemed like maybe they added one or two messages. It seemed like absolutely nothing changed. I remember people were saying they promised PvE and all this other stuff.
Yeah, is that not?
No, nothing's in there. They put a Halo Infinite. Yeah, and it's everyone's asking the same questions. What were you guys working on for the last 5-6 years, dude? No answers, dude.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
So, while waiting for Overwatch 2, as you know, Gundam Evolution came out.
Yeah, you're playing some of that.
Gundam Evolution is basically hardcore Overwatch. It is a difficult game to get into, but I started getting into it, and
oh no,
I gotta say, dude, like it's definitely not for everyone, but
Are you gonna become a Gunpla, dude, with your
I'm
3D
fucking
printer?
loving it, dude. I'm fucking loving it.
All right,
It
gonna
is so
build a
much
mech,
fun,
dude?
and when you're actually getting into the game, because like grouping and true teamwork matters in that Gundam game. So
Yeah.
if you're trying to solo dolo, you're gonna get like one maybe two kills, but you're not gonna help the team. You know, you
Yep.
have to group. So I think as far if you can handle the hardcore like I can't believe this game exists actually, because you think like a Gundam game would be like more casual, right, to attract more people.
Bro, nothing's been casual about
no,
Gundam in the last 40
but,
years, bro.
but like I'm just talking about the games, right? Because you want to sell as much as possible, right? You sell to the Gundam fans,
No,
you sell to like the
bro.
Overwatch fans.
The Gundam,
This
Gundam fans are insane, dude. Like
this game
it's like they
doesn't give a
figured
shit,
out.
dude.
Yeah, no, it's like they figured out like the 2% of nerds that are into it, and
Yeah.
they want to feel like Gundam like captains, dude. Like everything about them is like hardcore. They're like, I want to feel like I'm actually, piloting a Gundam, dude. When I build a Gundam, I want it to be hard. I want to feel like a Gundam mechanic. So instead of like making like a simple, easy to put together, no, give me the 13,000 piece Gunpla platinum model, dude. And I'll pay you $200 for it. And everyone's like, what the fuck are you guys doing even? And they're like, this is just how we roll.
This one you don't like build your own Gundam. You just it's like they're like heroes like Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
You get like the Gundams from the different series. I like the mass produced Gundams because I am actually surprisingly great with them. So like I'm like the Gundam M or like the tank Gundam or whatever, it's just like the tank on wheels or whatever. Just fucking shredding, dude. Just fucking shredding. Like I streamed it before I left for Utah, and I was having a fun time, but I wasn't really the gameplay wasn't clicking with me until like a few days later.
Oh.
And I gotta say, man, it's become addicting to the point where I'm like, this is like you get a good team or you get like a good flow. That game is really shines. So I'm curious to really put some time into Overwatch 2, but also compare it to Gundam and see which one I like better. Because I think it's going to be one of those things where I might like the more hardcore game better. But the problem is, I guarantee you I can get friends to play Overwatch 2 with me. I probably will only get one or two friends to play Gundam with me.
Yeah. I don't know. What ruined Gundam for me back in the day was my one buddy was like, why wouldn't you just use like a airplane or a helicopter or a tank? They're so much more efficient than like a humanoid fighting machine. And I'm like, damn, you're right.
Fuck that. It's not as cool though. It's never as cool. But yeah, dude, so let's wrap here since my son's kind of getting antsy.
Just ready to rock and roll, dude. The day's here. The sun's tickling.
True.
It's ready.
What would you say? Would you recommend Overwatch 2 because it's free to play? Give it a try, and will you put more time into it? Because you are one who put a lot of time into Overwatch 1 to really.
I was looking forward to Overwatch 2, man.
Yeah, because I want to play it with you. To be perfectly honest, I'm thinking about having my parents watch the kids today, so I can have like an hour or two just to jump in.
Play Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it. Like if the original Overwatch wasn't for you, like I have a lot of buddies who are trying this out now because it's free, and they're having a lot of fun with it. And yeah, I don't know. It's for me who's played it for a long time. I'm not having a lot of fun with it because it's just more of the same Overwatch. Where I'm just like they literally haven't changed much. There's nothing here. Like if anything, they tuned down all the damage, and it just doesn't feel as impactful. Like any one person doesn't feel as impactful, and you need like a hard carry, especially like in low elos to crawl out of like the dumpster fire that is like bronze in Overwatch.
Right.
So you need to be able to like
that we'll get diamond if we queue. I can.
All right.
That,
yeah. All right. It's fair enough. You have to carry me out into diamond, dude, into the upper echelons.
Yeah. If it's like me, or Professor, we could get like what's it, Butters Papa or somebody to play.
That's right.
Definitely get it.
Yeah, man. It's worth trying out for you to never tried it. If you've played Overwatch 1, it's more Overwatch. You probably won't be as excited.
Like,
yeah, we were playing with somebody who was on PlayStation 5, and we're all on PC.
Cool.
So yeah, it's
cool. That's a
cross-platform. Yeah, it's more accessible. Nice. I don't know.
Yeah.
Get rid of the hard edges, make it more accessible. Chase that phantom audience, dude.
So
it's going the exact opposite of Gundam.
Any issue with the free to play or battle pass unlocking? Because I've heard that someone did the math and it's like 500 gameplay hours or some shit to unlock.
It's a weekend for a Overwatch player, dude.
Okay,
I don't know.
I think that'll be tweaked, but
yeah, the battle passes are always tweaked. You know,
yeah,
it's just seeing what they can get away with. All right, man.
Cool. All right, bro. Well, for I'm Mr. Gimpy. That's Monty. We'll say
Chipmunk.
bye. We're the Combo Wombo podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Like, share, subscribe.
We out.
We out. Say bye.
He's waiting for me to.
He's waiting for you to say it.
Peace.
All right, later, boys.